Hi, in this tutorial I'm going to show you how to make this upcycled light. It's made nearly completely out of recycled or upcycled things. The only thing that's new in this is the glue and the sticky tape I used and the lights. So to start off with, I'm going to take a 9 by 5 inch piece of card, and this is literally just from like a chocolate biscuits box. Or you can use any type of card, like from like cereal boxes or anything. And I'm just going to draw some shapes on it to make a kind of what's called like stained glass window effect. So you can just do random shapes, or you can actually draw a proper pattern. Once you've done that, you're then going to get a craft knife or a hobby knife, and we're going to cut out these shapes. So there's obviously a gap where those shapes are. And you're going to need to do this 4 times, because obviously we're making this into a rectangle, so you're going to need 4 sides, all of the same size. You don't have to have the same pattern on each side, you can mix it up depending on what look you want to go for. You can also make different sizes, you don't have to do the same as me. Like I say, mine was 9 by 5 inches. Next I am going to just cover this all in black paint, and then I'm going to leave it to dry. And so you want to cut out all of them at the same time really, so you can paint them all. Once that's done, it will look like this. And then I'm just going to take some sweet wrappers now. So you want to obviously clean ones, and I've got these colourful sweet wrappers. I've got these from Quality Street, because obviously you eat loads of those at Christmas, so I kept the wrappers and cleaned them. And I'm going to use these to fill in the holes. So what you do is you turn the card over, you measure out the size of the holes, you cut out the wrappers, and then you just stick those into place. So the more colours you got, the nicer the effect, depending on obviously the style you want to go for. And you just fill out all those holes with the wrappers. Once you've done that, like I say, you're going to need 4 of them. So I've already done those. And one of them, you just want to cut out a small rectangle at the bottom that's just large enough for the battery pack of the fairy lights. So you want that to sit in there. You're also going to need to make 2 more squares. One of them you're going to want to do the same like style with the wrappers, and another one you're going to need blank, and that will be 5 by 5 inches if you're using the same measurements as I am. Next you're going to take a kitchen roll tube. You're going to make sure it's not taller than the 9 inches of the box. I'm going to cut down one side of this. It would help if I was using this is the right way. Just to slip right down one edge. We're then going to open this up, and then depending on how many lights are on your fairy lights, you're going to want to mark out where you're going to put the fairy lights. Mine's 12, got 12 lights on it, so I'm going to do 4 rows of 3. I'm just going to try and space them out evenly where I want the lights, because this is where the lights are actually going to be held in place. Next you want to grab your hobby knife or craft knife again, and we're just going to make little crosses where you've marked where you want the lights. And this is just going to allow the lights to poke through and hold in place. So you don't want them too big. And lastly, you're going to need a little small square cut out at the right at the bottom, and this just allows the wires to come out of the bottom. Next you want to grab the lights. You want to grab the light that's closest to the battery pack and put it into the cross that's closest to the little square that you cut out at the bottom. And you simply just push the lights through, then you grab the next light across and then put that in the closest one after that. and you just carry on until you've poked every light through one of those crosses. When you're done, it will look like this. It's not too messy. Then you just move the wires to the bottom. The wires that are connected to the battery pack, that part. Just move that to the bottom, and then we're just going to close this back up. So you just roll it back up, and then sellotape it together. So you want to make sure it's nice and secure. So I put a bit of sellotape at the top and the bottom just to hold it in place. Then I'll put a big bit straight down the middle of it. And this will actually hold the lights in place. So next we're going to take the bottom square that we made before, and we're going to make sure the wire is in that square that we cut out, so it's out of the way. We're just going to grab a hot glue gun, make sure there's plenty of glue around the bottom of the tube. You can use other glue, but this just dries so much quicker. And then we're just going to pop this in the middle of the square. Just hold it for a few seconds until it dries. And that's your lights in place. Next, we're going to want to stick these together. So you flip them over, you lay two right next to each other, and we're simply just going to tape these along the line where they're next to each other. So you just want to grab some tape, stick it down, and then you want to move it across and stick the next one next to that. So you're basically going to have all four lined up next to each other. And then the last one. And then you're going to want to connect the ends together. So to do that, you just put a bit of sellotape on one edge. Then you just fold the two over into the middle so they meet like this. And then you can just pop it open and it makes a rectangle. Now we have to stick this to the base. This is like the second time making this, and I found it easier if you actually just, you're going to use the hot glue gun again and just glue one side at a time. So I find if you glue the entire bottom, when you go to put it on, it's a bit fiddly and it slips and it's really hard to place. So just start off with one side and then do the other side. Because it's only like thin card, it can like bend slightly for you to actually get the glue in there when it comes to the last side. So you don't have to worry about trying to get the glue fixed in there. And then we're going to do the same thing for the top. Again, just put a glue around one side, pop the top on, and then carry on around the other sides. So take your time doing this because you don't want it all wonky. And then get rid of those horrible little glue strands that you get with a glue gun. The last thing to do is just to pop the battery pack in, have it sticking out slightly so you can actually still use it, and you're done. That's it, finished. So have fun making your own, and let me know if you like this tutorial, and I'll see you in your next video. Thanks for watching. Bye!